What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2021 Indianapolis 500. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. First thing to note, this is the first time I am doing picks outside of NASCAR. I'm doing Indianapolis 500 race picks for the first time on this channel. Fans, unlike last year where the race was postponed to August, fans are welcome back as well this week, and we're back in the normal month of May. Of course, there's limited capacity for this upcoming race. First thing we're going to take a look at is the weather for this weekend. The weather for the Indianapolis 500 this year looks really, really nice. It's going to be 76 degrees as the high, partly cloudy skies with a 0% chance of rain. I think we're going to see a very, very exciting Indianapolis 500 this weekend. For those who are new to the channel, how I do this is usually like the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. I do a suck pick, a driver that always kind of runs up front who I think is going to struggle. Underdog pick, a driver who I think it doesn't always run up front who I think is going to run very, very strong in the race. And then my winners pick, the driver that I think is going to win. And then I choose the ones that you need to watch out for this weekend's race in the Indianapolis 500. So let's go ahead and just jump straight into picks. Who is my suck pick for this year's Indianapolis 500? This team overall that this guy's been driving for has kind of been struggling overall. The Chevy power plant overall has been kind of struggling on speed, except if you're at Carpenter Racing, which they've been really, really fast. But the team that everyone thought was going to be really, really strong this weekend, they've been really, really struggling overall. And this driver has not been very, very fast overall in the practice sessions. And plus, his engine blew up yesterday during the Indy 500 practice that they're not going to have today, which happened yesterday. Simon Pagenaud is the guy I think is going to struggle. Simon Pagenaud has not been very, very fast. Remember, he did win this race 2019. But I think that Simon Pagenaud is absolutely going to struggle in this year's Indianapolis 500. He hasn't shown a lot of speed overall, and I think that he's going to kind of be in the mid-pack. I don't expect that 22 car that he's been driving to be very, very fast this weekend. And now we're going to go ahead and jump onto the underdog pick for this weekend's race here at the Indianapolis 500. Who is my underdog pick for the Indy 500? This driver is driving, like I said, for Ed Carpenter Racing. Like I said, they've been very, very fast. This driver, though, always seems to be really, really good on the oval tracks, regardless of what car he ends up driving, and he's been very, very good with all the organizations he's ran with at the past. On top of that, he's been super, super quick in the sessions, in the practice sessions for the Indy 500. He did also qualify very, very well, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't qualify in the fast line, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember exactly correctly, but I think that this driver will be very, very fast. My underdog pick is going to be Connor Daly. I expect Connor Daly to be very, very strong. I think he at least for sure get a top 10, but I could definitely see this car having a shot to win if the power plant can hold up for Chevy. And now we're going to go ahead and jump onto the winner's pick for this weekend's Indianapolis 500. Who is my winner's pick? This driver has absolutely been the guy to be so far in the practice sessions. He also is starting on the pole for this year's Indianapolis 500. He has won the Indianapolis 500 one time back in 2008, but overall the organization of Chip Ganassi Racing has shown a ton of speed in this year's Indy 500. I think Scott Dixon is going to get redemption after winning, not coming up this close and dominating last year's Indianapolis 500. He was this close to winning. He finished second last year. I think at this time around, I think he's going to show a lot of speed, and I think that Scott Dixon is going to dominate and going to win his second Indianapolis 500, and for the first time since 2008, he is going to win this year's Indianapolis 500. So now we're going to go ahead and jump onto the ones that you need to watch out for this year's Indianapolis 500. Who's the ones that you need to keep an eye on for this year's Indy 500? The first one is going to be Colton Herta. Herta has overall been the biggest competitor to Scott Dixon so far this year, and so far in the Indianapolis 500 practice. He's shown a ton of speed this year. He also is starting second. He was really, really fast in the Indy 500 qualifying. I know the Indy 500 qualifying isn't always going to tell the story, but he's been very, very fast in the practice sessions. I think Colton Herta is going to have a lot of speed in this year's Indianapolis 500. The second driver we need to watch out for is going to be Tony Kanaan in that 48 car. Like I mentioned, all of the Chip Ganassi racing cars have been extremely fast this year, but Tony Kanaan is also a former winner of the Indianapolis 500 back in 2013, and he was super quick at Texas this past week, a couple weeks ago, and he's also been very, very fast in a lot of the practice sessions so far, and I think that Chip Ganassi Racing has brought a very good package for the racing, and they're really good in the toe and no-toe times. I think Tony Kanaan is going to show a lot of speed, and I think he has a shot of winning his second Indianapolis 500 in his career. The third driver we need to watch out for is going to be Pato O'Ward. Pato O'Ward's been really, really fast in the practice sessions as well, and he won the last time we were at an oval track, which is at Texas Motor Speedway. On top of that, the McLaren Chevy cars have been super, super quick this year, and I do think that he will have a very good shot of running up front and showing a lot of speed in this year's Indianapolis 500. The next driver we need to watch out for is going to be Graham Rahal. Graham Rahal and the Rahal Letterman Lanigan team have been super, super quick this year. He was really, really quick in the Indy 500 before this season began when they had the testing out there. He's been really, really fast in the overs. He's really good at Texas, and he's shown a lot of speed this year as well. On top of that, last time he finished in 2019, Takuma Sato finished third. Guess what he ended up doing in 2020? Win the Indianapolis 500. Guess who finished third in last year's Indianapolis 500? Graham Rahal. I think Graham Rahal is going to show a lot of speed, and I think he has a shot of doing what Takuma Sato did in 2020, and I think Graham Rahal definitely has a shot of getting his first ever Indianapolis 500 win and putting a pretty good career stat so far, getting that first Indianapolis 500 win. And the final driver that you need to keep an eye on is going to be Takuma Sato. Takuma Sato is a two-time Indy 500 2017 and 2020, and not only that, Takuma Sato, I think, is going to show a lot of speed this weekend. I think he's going to be one of the biggest threats. He is starting a little bit farther back, I think, starting row 6 or 7. He's starting a little bit farther back than we thought he was going to start, but I do think that he'll drive up to the front. He's always been really good in these Indianapolis 500s. He's really good on ovals, and I think that he's definitely going to have a shot of running up at front in this year's Indy 500, and I think that he will show a lot of speed in this year's Indy 500, and he will have a shot of contending for this year's Indianapolis 500 victory. So, anyway, those are going to be my race picks for the 2021 Indianapolis 500. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on so you be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my page as well. Links are below for that, and comment your thoughts on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's video? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know your picks below in the comments. Let me know your suck pick, let me know your underdog pick, and let me know who you think is going to win this year's Indianapolis 500. Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's video, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great and awesome content. Take care, everybody.